Hello and welcome. Today we will be doing the day 15 challenge of Advent of Cyber 2025. So we will be doing web attack forensic in this challenge. Let me tell you the story simply. As you can see over here. So there is a web application called Drone Scheduler run by the TBFC. Right, and the attacker has found a vulnerable script which is hello.bad on the Apache server, and now the attackers are targeting the web application. They are sending super long requests to Apache server, and most of the request has malicious code hidden in the Base64 encoded string. Base64 encoded string means it's just a way to hide commands so they look gibberish. So we will be using Splunk. Basically, Splunk is a tool that collects and searches logs for investigation purpose. The learning objectives are we will be finding suspicious web requests in Apache logs, and then we will try to spot the attacker action using Sysmon log. It's just a monitoring process tool. We will be also decoding the Base64 string. So let's start the attacker machine from here. And then let's click on this so that we can move to the task 2. Alright, so we are in the task 2. Before starting the actual forensic, let's open the Splunk. So for that I'll click on the Google Chrome and copy this URL, and then I'm going to paste it over here and press enter. Now what we're gonna do next is type the username. You can see it over here, and the password pass1234. Now let's click on sign in. Okay, we have successfully logged into this Splunk. So our next step is to detect suspicious web commands. Actually, we will be looking for HTTP requests that try to execute system commands. So for that we will copy this specific query and then we will paste it in the search bar over here. Make sure to set the time range to all, otherwise you will see no result. And then let's click on the search. As you can see over here in the URL query, the attacker is trying to execute some command using the PowerShell and mostly using the Base64 encoded string so that the text look gibberish to us. But actually we will be decoding the string. So for decoding this Base64 string, we will use this website. Let me open this, and now let me copy the string. So let's double click on this and then copy the whole query, and now let's go to this website. Let's paste the full query and make sure to remove this so that the only Base64 string gets decoded. And over here we will set this to auto detect, and then now let's click on the decode. So we have decoded this Base64 string, and this is actually the gibberish or messy form of this text. Now what we will be doing next is let's move to the server side errors. We will now try to find out the errors that indicate command execution in the Apache error logs. So for that we will copy this specific query and then we will paste it over here and enter. So we have set our index to the Apache error logs. We are seeing these logs. What these logs actually are is, as you can see this, the attacker used PowerShell and run this command. This command is processed by the server, but it did not execute it because of as you can see, it is saying that this command is not recognized. The attacker has executed this command, and this command. We can now move to the next step, which is the trace suspicious process creation from Apache. What we will be doing in this is find out what process is spawned by Apache using Sysmon logs to see what program Apache actually launched. So for that we will copy this query and let's paste it here. We have got the result. As you can see, there are 14 events we got. Let's select the table view from the view option. So over here in this computer column we can clearly see the Apache web server has launched cmd.exe, and Apache should not be normally spawning these programs. So what this shows is the attacker has managed to do the command injection attack successfully. Now we can move to the next step, which is the confirm attacker enumeration activity. We will be looking for the post exploitation reconnaissance command, like the command that was executed before the exploitation. So for that we will copy this as instructed, and then let me paste it here and let's see the result. We have got 4 events. So over here in this column we can see the attacker has executed the whoami command. Usually the first classic step after getting code execution attack to see who they are logged into, what privileges they have. Now we can move to this one. What we will be now doing is to find only those commands that used Base64 encoding and were executed successfully. So for that we will use this query and let's see what we get. Let me paste it here and press enter. So over here we can see we got 0 events. This is good because it means the encoded PowerShell payload never executed, right? Now we need to answer these 2 questions. So we have just discussed that what command did the hacker executed after gaining access. So that is whoami.exe. And then we have the second one, which is what executable did the hacker attempt to run through the command injection. We have discussed that as well initially. See this, when we initially entered this query and got some result, we can see over here that the attacker has used the PowerShell.exe to run these commands. So our answer is PowerShell.exe. So let's enter this and check if this is correct or not. And as you saw, that was the correct answer. And look, we have finally done the challenge 15. Hope you like this walkthrough. I will see you in the next challenge tomorrow, hopefully.